Fit Busy Mama community, I'm super excited for today's training because I love and I have such a major passion to helping you all see the things that are so like all over the place in today's world. Preaching do this, do that, do this, do that. But it's actually harming you more than anything. So in today's training, I am so stoked because I want to talk about, I want to bring awareness to some of the top mistakes that a lot of us women are making right now because of the things that we've been led to believe that it's actually negatively affecting our hormones and even more importantly, our metabolism. It's all connected, right? So today I'm going to talk about the top three mistakes that we as Fit Mama coaches, there's me, Coach Anita, and Coach Lori are here in this community and in our VIP community, and we spend our days, we wake up with excitement to breathe and coach women through the things that I'm going to talk about. Because again, I feel truly pulled and called to bring so much awareness on what in the world we can control. So say hi if you're here and you're saying, in your live. Somebody say hi to me. Again, let me do a sound check real quick just to make sure that you guys can hear me. Say hi or someone give me a thumbs up in the comments. Before I get into the good part, before I get into the juicy part, before I get into why you're here listening to me today. I know most of you will be catching this on, if you do catch this on replay, say replay in the comments as well. Let me know that you did get a chance to actually check it out and watch it. Perfect. Thank you guys for saying hi. Cool. I can see your comments on my computer, but I can't on my phone. This is happening to me all the time lately. Every time I go live, I can't see comments here, but I can hear. Okay, there they're popping up. Hey Sherry, hi Tammy. Super excited. Thank y'all for coming today. Any questions, as always, drop them in the comments. As they do come across and I can see them, I'll do my best to answer them while I'm live today, or I will come back and, excuse me, and answer them as well too. But here's the thing. Okay, so let's just get into it. The very first mistake, the very first, and probably I would say in my professional experience and the amount of conversations that I have with women every single day, the number one mistake that a lot of women are doing right now in this very moment that is negatively affecting your hormones, that also plays a role in your metabolism, your ability to lose weight. Maybe it could be a cause of the reason why maybe you've been packing on weight and you're like, what the hell is going on? Like, what am I doing? Why? I'm not eating that much. I'm eating clean, but the weight, it keeps packing on. Or better yet, the belly fat. Belly fat is the number one, hence the name of this group, ladies. Like, we typically all, or not all, but majority of people, 99% of the ladies in here that at least that I have a conversation with, belly fat is their number one area that they want to go away. If belly fat is your number one area, put belly fat in the comments. Alone, and know that these mistakes are things that you can control. That's the thing, ladies. There's things in our life that we can control, and there's things in our life that we cannot control. Things in our life we cannot control, we just have to accept them and realize, hey, I turned 40 this year, so some things have changed. Not a ton. I was able to get in my best shape of my life at 40 because I did a lot of these things that I'm going to talk about today. You have to honor the season of life that you're in regardless, right? So but I'm getting on a totally different tangent here. Let's talk about mistake number one. Okay, mistake number one that is causing the belly fat buildup, keeping you from the results, and I guarantee it's slowing down your metabolism, is when you're excessively cutting calories and skipping meals. Cutting calories way too low and skipping meals because we're so freaking busy we can't stop enough to fuel our bodies, right? We all do this. We've all done this. I used to do this often, and it was killing me slowly. Not anymore. My body triggers me and I'm hungry. I grab a snack using my almonds before I hopped on here because I was like, girl, I need some food. My brain won't work if I don't have food. And this is how I want you to reprogram your brain. Our society today has led us to believe that the answer to weight loss is cutting your calories and basically starving yourself. Even fasting. I'm not 100% against intermittent fasting, but the problem I see even with intermittent fasting in today's world is I can't tell you how many times I hear the conversation with women like, I'm doing fasting, intermittent fasting because it's easy. I can skip my breakfast. Okay, that's not the reason to do it. If you're doing it, you got to do it right, and you got to make sure you're eating enough because When you're doing it for the wrong reasons, you end up falling under this category that I'm talking about right here, right now, that you are going way too excessively cutting, or you're cutting your calories too low because you're trying to lose weight and see a number drop on the scale, because we typically go over to that first before we look at everything else. And you're skipping meals. Guys, here's what I want you to understand, ladies. I have a really bad habit of saying guys all the time, and I talk to ladies all day, so I really don't know why. But ladies, the number one is you're cutting your calories too low and you're skipping meals, okay? Put guilty in the comments if you feel like this might be something that you're doing. And know that you're not alone, and there's zero judgment here. The reason why I'm bringing this up first, because it's the most common thing that I hear every single day when I have conversations with every new person that comes into this community. But here's the thing that you've got to understand. When you go way too low calories, trying to lose weight and see the scale drop see the number drop on the scale, and you're skipping meals because you're so busy, right? Because everybody's busy, hence the name of the group, right? Hey, Coach Lori, what's up, girl? But here's what happens, and this is what I want to bring you a reality check so you understand. To lose weight, extreme calorie restrictive diets is not an effective weight loss solution. It is a very temporary fix that'll make you good for a very temporary moment, because the scale may drop a little bit, sure. But what it's doing is you're not losing fat, you're losing muscle, you're losing water weight, you're losing all the wrong things, and as soon as you start eating again, your body will rebound and gain the weight back. That's why so many women feel like you're constantly losing and gaining and losing and gaining and losing and gaining and losing and gaining. Sherry, thank you for sharing that. I'm guilty of intermittent fasting, and it gets easier and easier to go longer and longer and not eat. Yes, Sherry, and that's the thing about intermittent fasting. Like I said, I use it as a tool. We like to coach our women in our VIP group. If you've got a cheat day coming up or something coming up, we might use it as a tool, but not a daily practice, because exactly what you said, Sherry, most women in today's world are so busy, we tend to not eat enough anyway. And then when you add intermittent fasting on top of that, because I'm fasting because it's just easier for me to skip breakfast, that's the wrong reasons, and you tend to lead to exactly what you just said, Sherry. So you are so not alone. Thank you for even saying that, so I can bring more awareness to it. It tends to get easier and easier to go from 16 hours of not eating to 18 hours to 20 hours. Next thing you know, what have you eaten today? Hardly anything. And then guess what happens? You're putting your body in such a high amount of physical stress by starving yourself, basically, because that's what it is, in my opinion. In my opinion, it's not going to resonate with everybody, but this is my experience and my opinion and how we coach. But you get to that point where your body is you're starving yourself, which this is where your hormones start to come in. This is where it increases your cortisol levels, because you have put your body in another physical stress. Ladies, we do not need another stress in our lives. Right? Put amen in the comments if you agree with me. You got enough stress. You got enough stress with work. You got enough stress with taking care of your family. You got enough stress with the gas prices in today's world. You got enough stress around us. Do not add more extra stress to you that raises your cortisol levels higher, which AKA adds more belly fat, okay, than anything, right? You don't need more stress. So the last thing you want to do is cut your calories too low, starve yourself, because that's just more physical stress, ladies. And it is a form of stress that we often don't think about. Here's some other things that I wanted to bring to awareness. When you excessively cut your calories and skip meals, you feel hungrier. And here's why, because again, you're affecting your hormones here. We're talking a little bit more about hormones here. When you go too low, okay, and you starve yourself, you feel hungrier because the body responds to that restricted calorie intake by releasing hormones that stimulate hunger. How many of you guys have ever gone so long without eating, then when it comes time to eating, you just binge because you're so freaking starving and hungry that you don't have any discipline? It all went out the window. Yeah, exactly, Sherry. This is exactly the point I'm getting to. Then you just want to eat everything in sight. And then, you may have gotten to your calorie intake in one meal, and you've eaten over 1,500 calories in one meal. Well, here's another problem, ladies. Your body can't absorb all that at one time, and your macros are probably all over the place, meaning you're probably super high in fat, you're probably super high in carbs, and your protein is probably super low, okay? And that's the wrong combination of macros, I promise. But that is why you have a hormone in your body that gets released when you're starving yourself that creates that hunger feeling. It is all tied to your hormones. Here's another thing that happens when we go way too excessively low in our calorie intake and we skip meals aka we're starving ourselves, your level of thyroid, hormone dips. Hey Anita, what is up? Coach Anita's in the house. Your level of thyroid hormone drops, causing your metabolism to slow down to a crawl. Okay, ladies, listen, I want you to think about your body like a car. If you do not put this super high expensive gas in it, no matter how bad you don't want to pay these crazy prices, right? If you don't put the gas in it, what is going to happen? You're going to be stranded on the side of the road. I want you to think of your body just like that. Your metabolism is the engine of your car. And if you are not putting fuel and quality fuel in it, your metabolism starts to slow down. It is not speeding up by starving yourself. It doesn't. It goes in the exact opposite direction that you want it to. So we have to turn and flip the script and make fueling our body, feeding our body with good quality foods. What we coach is all about macros. If you haven't seen the class that's coming up next week, it's going to be a private class. It's not going to be a free class in here. It's going to be a private class on Zoom. And if you can't make it live, totally cool. You're getting the replay immediately after, but you have to sign up for that, okay? But again, going back to that point that I was just trying to make, when you excessively cut your calories and you skip your meals, your level of thyroid hormone drops, causing your metabolism to creep and crawl. This is why you can work as hard as you think you're working super crazy hard. We feel like we're eating clean. I hear this all the time, ladies. A lot of women think, hey, I'm eating so freaking clean and I'm working super hard and nothing is working. You could be eating clean. You just might be way under calorie, okay? And again, the third point of this, when you're excessively cutting your calories and you're skipping meals, your level of your stress hormone, your cortisol stress hormone, ladies, that's when it increases in response, because again, when you're starving yourself and you're going way too low calorie, that is another form of physical stress on your body that is messing up and imbalancing your hormones, which is slowing down your metabolism, which is very likely why a lot of women right now, because we're scared to death to eat more food. Put scared in the comments that the idea of like eating more food, Angela, that sounds so freaking backwards. It does. It sounds backwards, but I promise, me, Coach Anita, Coach Lori that are on here today, and that coach the women in our VIP communities and our programs that we run, we see the magic happen when you start to eat more food. Perfect example, Jennifer Murray is one of our amazing ladies that have been coaching actually for a while. And we go, in slumps every once in a while, we all do, we're all human. I do this too. And every time we get back to that, eating enough. Scale just dropped 3 pounds recently, because why? We got back to eating enough. Got back to where we're actually meeting the calorie and macro goals I set for her. Sherry, the class that I'm doing on macros next week. Yes, we're gonna talk about macros. I'm even gonna give you a formula that you can use to get started right away. I'm gonna talk about the types of foods, and you're also gonna get a macro cheat sheet that goes along with it. And it's Thursday, it's next Thursday. 11 a.m. Central. And again, if you can't make it live, no big deal. I need to eat more in the comments. If you're listening and this is resonating, you're like, okay, gosh, she's talking directly to me. I need to eat. I am starving myself. I am slowing my metabolism down. I am not putting fuel in my car. I'm not putting fuel in my tank. It happens to us all, ladies. When I hit my rock bottom a couple years ago, it's because I went really, really long time under eating. Yes, Sherry, the way we teach, and the way we teach you to eat will totally go along with the lean body system. I take the lean body system. Coach Anita is very familiar with it and has taken it, and Coach Lori as well too. We all are so behind that product, and we eat exactly the way we're going to be teaching. So again, when your hormones are, we're made to thrive. Yeah. Sherry, if you've got that system, you couple that system with nutrition and fitness, holy cow, your results can be endless. I see a lot of people taking the system but not eating enough and not eating right, and they still get results, so not near enough, not near as much as if you couple it, especially with something like macros for your food. When your hormones are thrown into a state of chaos, okay, when we throw our own hormones into a state of chaos because we're already stressed and then we're starving ourselves, because we're scared to eat. God, ladies, our world of today has stressed and has brainwashed us to think carbs are the devil and we gotta cut our calories under 1,000 calories. That is the worst thing in the world we can do, you guys. And I hate it, and I want to come on. If I could go live every single day, I'd go live every single day just so I can bring more awareness to this every single day. We got to fuel our body. When your hormones are thrown into this state of chaos with all the extra stress on top of the world stress, but now we're starving ourselves, that is when your tendency to overeat kicks in, like we already talked about a little bit. That hunger kicks in, and on top of that, if you're not consistent, right? If your calorie intake, then your calorie intake, it yo-yos your metabolism, and you suffer. It's a dangerous cycle of highs and lows. This is weight gain, weight loss, weight gain, weight loss, weight gain, weight loss. And usually, if we do it with the excessive restriction of calories, we rebound. There's a reason why they say your abs are made in the kitchen. So mistake number 1 is going way too low calorie and skipping meals. Stop starving yourself, okay? The second one is carbs. Carbs. So many people are scared of carbs. So many people, if the scale's not moving, their very first response is like, oh God, I better lower my carbs. Oh my gosh, I better cut out my carbs. Oh my gosh, I need to stop eating carbs. It's not the case, ladies. If you truly want to lose belly fat and you want to tone, put tone in the comments. If one of your number 1 goals isn't so much about the scale, it's more like, I want to tone up. I don't care what the scale says anymore. I can't tell you how many women. Again, every day that I have conversations, we talk about a weight loss goal, but it's more of like, I don't care about the scale says anymore. I'm over it. I'm sick and tired of looking at that number. I want to tone up. I want to see changes in my pictures. I want to be able to wear a swimsuit for my first time. I heard that a lot lately. I want to wear a bikini. I want to be able to look in the mirror and love myself again. And that is not dictated by a number on the scale. That is how we look. That is how we feel. That is how we were showing up for our family. Okay, and all these things that I'm talking about all affect it. Mistake number 2 is cutting carbs completely. It's not a good weight loss strategy. I don't think I ever went even down to 150. As we get older, that's the part of the hormones we can't control, but the part we can control is how we're fueling them with what I'm talking about right now. Tammy, I love it. I want to wear a bikini for the first time ever. I love it. Girl, you're right on track. Let's get you there. So the thing about carbs, cutting carbs completely is not a good weight loss strategy. Does it work for some people? Short term. I can count on my one hand how many times I've talked to someone that was able to keep carbs out of their nutrition for long term and actually make it a life. Yes, I love it, Sherry. You're 58 and want to be in the best shape of your life. And there's no reason why you can't. I promise. Big shout out to Linda Campbell, one of our clients that has just been with us for a while and amazing and rocking in her 70s. Rocking it. Because she knows age is just a number. Okay? But here's the thing about cutting the carbs. I want to talk a little bit more about details on cutting the carbs. When you cut the carbs, again, this is putting another form of stress on your body. If you cut out carbs, can you drop weight on the scale? Yes. Again, it's not sustainable. This is when you can cut out carbs all day long, see the number on the scale drop, but the damage that's it's doing internally, that's the part we don't want anymore. Good, Sherry. I'm glad that we make you feel it's possible, because it is, I promise. So possible. It's a mindset. And how bad do we want it, right? But when you cut out your carbs, you're causing physical stress. Again, I already mentioned this a little bit, just about excessively cutting your calories, but when you cut out carbs, it causes more physical stress, which elevates your cortisol levels and leads you to even loss of muscle tissue and belly fat gain. This is why so many women, in my personal opinion and professional opinion, are struggling so bad with belly fat that won't go away, or belly fat that just all of a sudden showed up. I hear this a lot too. It didn't all of a sudden show up, guys. Ladies, it doesn't happen overnight, but sometimes in our mind it feels that way. Because we've just been stuck in this, I'm going to starve myself, I'm going to eat really low calories, and I'm just going to cut out my carbs. And I'm going to do this for a while, I'm going to do it for a while, and then all of a sudden, boom, there comes the belly fat, right? Yes, food freedom. I love it. Thank you for sharing that, Coach Lori. Food freedom is my favorite thing that I want to bring awareness around macros. It is not an overwhelming experience if you don't make it. We love to simplify things. Freedom, freedom, freedom. You should be able to have freedom with your food. You should be able to enjoy the foods that you like. You should be able to eat pizza with your family once in a while and not take 10 steps backwards because you cut out all your carbs. So you can't have a pizza night if you cut out all your carbs, because if you cut out all your carbs and you have a pizza night, you're going to gain 9 pounds in one day. Water weight is a lot of it, but still. Yeah, Anita, and the misconception around this is the scale can drop quickly initially. That's the key word, initially. Carbs hold water, absolutely. Okay, so again, when you're cutting out your carbs, think about your cortisol, which is your stress level, which is the one that causes it and has a lot to do with belly fat. Your cortisol levels go high. You can cut out your carbs to drop on the scale, which again, you're not dropping fat, ladies, you're dropping muscle. We need muscle in order to speed up our metabolism, in order to also fight hormones. Do you know the more muscle that you do carry, lean muscle, the faster you will burn fat? And you can build muscle, but it takes carbs to build muscle. If you want to tone up, it takes building muscle, which takes eating carbs. See the combination here, right? Also, when you're cutting out your carbs, your serotonin sags, which is why you have cravings. Put cravings in the comments whenever if you're someone that you're like, yeah, when I cut out my carbs, I am like freaking craving madness. Your testosterone drops, which means sometimes for a lot of women, it's like, I got no sex drive. I do not want to be with my husband. Hormones are out of whack. Yes, we have testosterone too. That's just not a man. It's not just a man problem. Your muscles suffer. Dieting and cutting carbs do nothing to help you build muscle. And again, I already said this, but the more muscle, the more fat burn. Carb cycling. Sherry, in my personal opinion, with carb cycling, it's not necessarily a bad thing, but I think it confuses people. I think it makes your journey with macros way too confusing. I personally see so much better results, and all the other women have better results when we stick to one goal and we stick to consistency with it on every single day, consistency with calories, consistently with protein, fat, and carbs, and we stick to that same goal, because it's so much simpler than trying to remember, oh gosh, it's workout day, so I need to eat more carbs. It's non-workout day, so I'm gonna drop my carbs. Well, shoot, my whole day got flipped upside down, so I didn't get to work out, but I ate extra carbs. That's where, to me, in my personal opinion, carb cycling is just way too confusing. Keep it crazy simple, sticking to your calorie and macro goals on the everyday, same thing, and just really fight hard to get consistently close. Yeah, again, thank you, Coach Anita. She said carb cycling, short term only. It's not a lifestyle solution. Again, absolutely. You don't want to have to always think, oh my gosh, is it workout day? Is it not workout day? Should I eat higher carbs today? Should I not eat carbs? That, to me, it just overcomplicates the process, in my personal opinion. So again, the two biggest mistakes I've already talked about, and then I'm going to talk about one more. The top one, way too low calorie, and skipping meals. Stop skipping meals. If you're someone right now that has that tendency to do it all the time, then I want you to type out in the comments and say, I will stop skipping meals. I will stop skipping meals. You're not doing your hormone justice. You're not doing your energy levels justice. You're not doing your metabolism justice. You're not doing your mental focus and clarity justice. You're not doing your mood any justice by skipping meals. Okay? All of these things. Yeah, I love it, Sherry. We're all about keeping it simple. I mean, our lives are complicated enough. We don't need extra complication when it comes to nutrition. But the world has freaking made it way too complicated and taken out some of the most key components and the most important things. The last mistake that we see as coaches and just in the profession and the entire world is women being scared of weights, strength training, lifting heavy weights. I get this question all the time. Oh my gosh, Angela, what does your workout routine look like? It looks like this. I lift weights and I lift heavy, not massively heavy. I've never been one to lift heavy. I'm 40 now. Even my entire life, I've never really been a big fan of, like, I don't know, massively heavy. But I'm talking about, you gotta lift more than 3 pounds. You gotta lift more than 5 pounds. Don't be scared of lifting heavier weights and cutting some cardio. When I was training, and even now, right now, like I'm having a knee problem right now, so I can't lift as heavy as I want to on the lower half. But yeah, I love it. Coach Anita, it's heavier than your purse, ladies. Yeah, we invest in some weights. Weights, yeah, thank you, Lori. I've never looked bulky in my life, but I love weights. I lift weights at least 5 days a week. Very rarely do I do 6. Not usually. It's usually 5 days a week. It's usually about 40 minutes now, honestly, is my average workout time, 40, 45 minutes, and it's all weights. ladies, if you really want to tone, you can't run forever. If you really want to tone and build muscle, you can't just do cardio. And if you want to lose, or if you want to actually tone and build muscle and look different, lose the fat that you're fighting so hard to lose, and you want to get results with all the effort that you're putting in, you've got to pick up the weights. We need weights in our life, resistance training. And if you have issues, knee, back, all these things, there is a way to work around it, I promise. But you will benefit more, especially, like I said, I'm 40. Majority of people in this group are over 30 plus. Not everybody. We don't discriminate and not allow people. I don't check people's ages when they draw this group. But the women that we typically coach are the women that we're all dealing with the same things. We got hormones all over the place. You benefit more by lower reps and higher weights. This is how you're going to build muscle. But again, remember, mistake number 2, in order to build muscle, you got to eat carbs and you got to eat enough calories. Don't starve yourself. Don't be scared of carbs, and don't be scared of the weights. If you're right now just doing a bunch of cardio and running and walking, I highly encourage you to change up your workout routine. You got to get some weights in there. Heavy weights tone muscle, and it also boosts growth hormone. Way more than cardio and way more than light weights. Okay? Fewer reps, higher weight with correct form. This is key. Got to have the right form. And if you're like totally lost and confused and like, I don't even know what a workout is that I should do, then it might be time for you to invest in some help. That's what we do in our programs. We have a 6-week program that our ladies are freaking doing amazing in, with weights, strength training, macros, and all the things we laid out for you. Take all the guessing out of it. So if you're in a place you're like, I just need help, I don't want to figure this out myself, then drop help in the comments. I'll reach out to you and we can chat more. Yeah, absolutely. Anita just dropped a really big golden nugget. Boosting growth hormone is critical as we age, ladies, and in a natural way. And we do that with strength training. Your consistency with your workouts, your consistency with your strength training is equally as important to your consistency with your nutrition. I know a lot of women here that they've actually expressed to me, like, I want to be strong. That's amazing. You want to be able to keep up with your kids. You want to keep up your family. You want to add years to your life. And I don't mean chronicle years. I mean vibrant years. Years that you can actually be more active, chase your kids, keep up, love yourself, have good relationships in your life, not hide in your home because you're so either can't keep up or, because you didn't take care of yourself over the years. Strength training coupled with nutrition, a balanced nutrition where you're eating enough. Again, with macros, that's how we coach, and that's how the women are getting freaking amazing results. Losing the fat that they've tried so hard with fad diets over the year after year after year after year after year. Yeah, Sherry, it's hard to figure out yourself. So many women are trying. Yeah, they're fit right in there with you. You said you've tried to figure it all out. I can't stress enough, invest in yourself, ladies. Unless you just absolutely, just not in the cards, this free community is here for you. But if you're in a place, there is proof with that energy exchange of investing in yourself, you tend to take it a lot more serious. And it really does take a lot of the stress off of you. Don't think about the money you're spending, think about the money you're saving, because you're getting your life back. I know a lot of people that can cut out $8 Starbucks on a daily basis and actually put that same money towards themselves. Oh my gosh. Be the best investment you can possibly make. So dieting and cutting carbs does nothing to build your muscle. Okay, we already talked about that. More muscle, the more lean muscle that we build through eating carbs, proper nutrition, and strength training, the more you're going to rev up your engine, your metabolism, the more you're going to be able to burn fat. Cardio alone doesn't do it. Sometimes, in some situations as well, doing cardio alone, that is such a thing. A couple years ago, that's all I used to do. Hardcore, beast mode. I had to go crazy hard. I couldn't do that now. I mean, I could. I honestly, doing cardio alone might literally be just as bad as not exercising at all. We need strength training. When I told you want to build muscles, you got to do all three, but give yourself grace. Don't overwhelm yourself with trying to do too much, and don't overwhelm yourself with trying to do all the 20,000 different fad diets and different opinions out there. Keep it crazy simple. Find some food freedom with macros. And again, if you're lost on macros and you're like, I keep hearing this word macros, I don't know anything about it. That's what our class is next week. Next week on the 24th. Okay, I'll put the link above, or just put macros in the comments if you haven't seen the macro training that we're doing next week. We're going to go into a lot more detail. Again, this is a private training. This is not one of the free trainings that I do like this. We're going to be sharing a lot of information. And so we're doing that via Zoom, and it's going to be a private training. It's only $27 to sign up for the training. And if you can't make it live, we're going to give you the replay only if you signed up. So drop macros in the comments if you want info on that. I'll put the link above as well too. You can still sign up. We would love to have you and hop on Zoom with us or catch the replay, either one. But if you truly want to get the results that you feel like you're working so freaking hard to get, stop skipping meals. It's easy for me to say stop being so scared of eating more food. It's a process. It takes time. It takes time to get over that fear. Fear isn't something you can just flip a switch and all of a sudden, poof, it's gone. I wish it was, but that's where our coaching comes in. That's where we as Fitmama coaches come in to help you see and to help you understand the process. More importantly, help you trust the process and support you and make sure you do it with accountability. Okay, so stop starving yourself. If you feel right now like you're way under calories and you're intermittent fasting, I highly encourage you, stop fasting. Stop fasting today. Go right into your day with a healthy, good breakfast full of high protein, good amount of carbs, some fruit in there, and see how much different you feel. Anita, thank you. When you know better, you do better. And we're here to help you navigate. Absolutely. We really love to teach our method behind our madness, as we as coaches say all the time. We don't like to just say, here's a number, go figure it out. We want to give you a lot of resources, a lot of tools. In our VIP community, we have a ton of resources, a ton of tools. We do trainings all the time. And you're also getting food log reviews from our coaches. The frequency of them depends on what program you're in, but you can get food log reviews from us that we're literally dissecting into your food and be like, okay, you're doing amazing here. Let's change this up and you're going to be even better, right? That's what we do in our coaching programs. But we love to teach you the method behind the madness so that this will stick and hopefully be the last time you want to restart. We don't want to restart 20,000 more times before we leave this earth. I know nobody does. Okay, so I hope you got some value today and some awareness around what you could possibly be doing right now. That is the stuff that you can control right now as of today. You can control these 3 things that I just talked about. Pick up some heavier weights, get some carbs in your body, and don't be scared. If you haven't been eating carbs at all and you eat carbs, guess what? The scale is going to increase a little bit because of water. It's just water. Don't freak out. Your body will adjust. And stop skipping meals. Stop starving yourself, ladies. You need some fuel to live life and look and feel how God put us on this planet meant to feel and show up, and how I know you desire to do. So you gotta eat. All right, I'm gonna stop rambling. Love you guys. Again, put macros below if you want info on the training. I'll put the link above as well too. And hope to see as many of you guys there next week as possible. And y'all have an amazing day. My inbox is always open. Feel free to always reach out if you got other questions about anything, about programs we offer, about the training, or anything whatsoever. My inbox is open. Love you all. Have an amazing day.
Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you got some value from it. Make sure you subscribe here to my channel so you don't miss a thing. You can also follow me and many other amazing women over on the Life Network for Women, and catch me on all my social media platforms at www.acfitmama.com, and I'll see you on the next video.